Silverwing here with my first analysis video. These first few will be focused on the Dr. Pinky and Miss Pie animatics by the Ink Pott's channel, starring Pinkie Pie and Pinkamena as Jekyll and Hyde, respectively. Now, before I go any further, just let me say that I am no expert, and these are just my opinions. If you have your own point, feel free to leave a comment below, and I would love to discuss it with you. Also, my knowledge on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde really only extends from these animatics, an animated movie, and really the general knowledge of the story from pop culture references and my peers. So sue me, I didn't read the book. Well, anyway, with that out of the way, here's a quick summary of the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde as I understand it. So, alright, Dr. Jekyll is a doctor working on a medicine that'll eliminate the evil in people, based on the idea that people are made of an inherently good side and an evil side. Another good note on this is that he has been working on this for years now and has doubts that from even his closest friends and family that he'll be successful. But when he tests the medicine on himself, he only brings out the evil in him, really unable to be controlled or even reined in by his good side. This evil side we end up calling Mr. Hyde. I have no idea why, that's just how the author wrote it. Anyway, it becomes the classic battle of good versus evil, but inside one body, one person. And the evil side gets to the point of murdering two innocent people, I do believe, where the good side slowly loses control. Eventually, Dr. Jekyll kills himself, as in his body, to keep Mr. Hyde from continuing to exist. And, well, yeah, that's basically my understanding of it. Anyway, so, since that's out of the way, let's look at this video. Overall, I believe this animatic used really good lighting, posturing, facial expressions, and worked with the tone of the music to really get the intended effect of the music out and tell the story even without explicitly saying, oh yeah, this is a vial of medicine, blah blah blah, show don't tell. Anyway, starting from the beginning, it's a very calm and sedate tune, pretty much as if relieved to finally be at a point. Like if you were to come home from school and you'll be like, oh, finally, school's over. But of course you're going to start the next day. I digress. Of course, as that sedate tune goes along, it builds into a more triumphant feeling after about the first third. It's filled with pride and a sense of empowerment from finally reaching that point. Heck, the title of This Is the Moment suggests that something big is happening, and the way Pinky is postured in a very sure position, a smile of pride and maybe a bit of smugness on her face, suggests that this is true, and it's through all her hard work and diligence that she has reached this point where she is going to damn all the odds and prove to them she made it on her own. Just like in the story, she was doubted and left alone, given no support. The tone of only a few seconds of the song, in about the 1 minute 45 second mark on YouTube, shifts to one of sort of a remorseful anguish, remembering her friends and family that didn't really get behind her work and show her support. Add in how the artist made her facing away and moving away from a wall of pictures, which typically we associate with pictures of friends and family that would usually support her. It shows how she was really alone and just sort of on her own on this endeavor to separate good from evil. Anyway, but that has to be the most effective point in the entire song and the entire animatic, in my opinion. Everyone has had an experience that ended in a wow, I finally made it moment, whether it be a graduation or finishing a huge project or earning a license. Everyone has had the feeling of triumph that the character of Dr. Pinky is feeling right now. Everyone has had that smile and voice tone of pride when they've achieved something significant. I know I sure did when I got my pilot's license for the first time. I was bragging about that to everyone in high school for weeks. Anyways, bit off topic there. Next significant change comes from about the 2 minute 30 mark. Dr. Pinky is about to take the experimental medicine she is so prideful of. If you listen, the tone of the music probably doesn't change at all, if very little, but rather the changes in the visuals. The Ink Pott's team did an amazing job at creating an ominous atmosphere even through the triumphant music. With the candle blowing out, everything becomes long and shadowing and much, much more serious. If you were to take the music out of the equation, it would be as if, well, something you can tell something's bad is going to happen. I mean, seriously, you know shit's gonna go down just because it's so dark and all the long shadows in the few final scenes just before the video and the music ends and when she takes her medicine. So, really, we all know what's gonna happen since we all know the story of Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, as long as you paid attention to the start of the video when I outlined it. But let's just say someone new was to come in and see this video. I believe that person would be able to take away that this vial of something was some great achievement that Pinky had gotten to, but by taking it she was bringing something ominous into play. And that's what I feel is what the creator of the Animatic was trying to get to. That this vial and this moment was something ominous and not something to be so prideful of. And on that point, something not to be so prideful of is something that will come up in the next video, in the next Animatic. So until then, this is Silverwing signing off of Ink Pott's This Is the Moment Animatic.